not just stripping. You are fulfilling every woman's wildest fantasies. All right? You are the husband that they never had. You are that dreamboat guy that never came along. You are the one-night stand, that free fling of a that they get to have tonight with you on stage and still go home to their hubby and not get in trouble because you, baby, you made it legal. You are the liberation. Own it.
Owning it, or at least leasing it for the summer, we now have Peter Bradshaw, the Guardian's film critic, and films editor Catherine Shoard. Welcome. In the comments, people were saying, pointing out the fact that in cinema, male nudity is still seen as ridiculous, whereas female nudity is a beautiful thing. There's the old Seinfeld line about good nude and bad nude. Catherine, I don't know if you could enlighten us as to why this might be so.
Well, I don't agree, actually. I mean, I think as a woman, I find both types of nudity rather
disgusting.
rather disgusting. I just can't bear either. But I mean, I think in Magic Mike, the nudity isn't that, you know, that scene we've just seen with Matthew teaching the kid how to dance is amazingly good and funny and played for laughs. But most of the nudity in Magic Mike is not played for laughs, and you know, there's this sort of veil of cheese over the whole experience in the nightclub. But in fact, the women are really lustful. The weird thing is that you don't see the women being lustful particularly. He's completely uninterested in...
Yeah, there's just whoops off camera.
That's right. It's very odd, that. I think we could have done a bit more of the... done with a bit more of the lust there.
It's fundamentally serious. I think this is a movie which is very different from our own Full Monty in that they are taken fundamentally quite seriously. However much they get into trouble or they have emotional issues or problems or they seem to be losing it a little bit, they are never allowed to be less buff or less sexy or less cool or less handsome, and that's the very important thing, and they certainly don't put on weight. That's the crunch thing. I think it's a movie which takes them, and perhaps takes itself, quite seriously, and I think that's part of its success. I mean, it's been a massive box office hit for Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah,
and I'd love to read one of his biggest ever. I'd love to read some demographic analysis. I wonder if there's a kind of 50 Shades of Grey kind of market for this movie. Yeah. I think there is, actually.
But it is, I mean, it's very soapy. It's strangely soapy for a high-end drama. I mean, Soderbergh's name is not on the poster. You don't see it anywhere. It's just Channing giving it the big cheese. And then when you get there, it's less of a sort of hen's night than like Melrose Place or something. It's weirdly soapy.
It is weirdly soapy, and yet it doesn't have the huge peaks and troughs that you would expect a soap to have. It's almost like Soderbergh is almost too smart for this kind of material. He doesn't want to just give you the kind of the pure cheesy kick, and at the same time he doesn't want to do the anguished backstage melodrama of the terrible despondency and tawdriness of this world either, because both I think he has suspicions about.
It sometimes feels like a very classy indie art house version of another film. It feels like a kind of a remake of something that went out on video in 1986, which is a very straight film about male strippers, and it had all that stuff. Everything about it, the editing, he kind of comes out of straight dialogue scenes in a very blank, affectless way. So suddenly we cut to a flash up says July. Oh wow, you know, we changed, you know, and it doesn't really matter. In July, August, September, it doesn't really matter. We go there, and it has his very distinctive filtered lighting, this subdued, almost sort of day for night look that he often brings in as his own cinematographer. And it looks like a classy film, but the film that's actually been made is quite straightforward, it's quite lightweight, I think. I could imagine sort of Ron Howard doing it.
How did it make you feel as men?
It made me feel very, you know, insecure. But most films, I think, do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt that, you know, my stomach was, you know, I haven't got abs, but, you know, I'm not fat. It doesn't make me feel too bad. Well, if you want to try squeezing it, you can actually squeeze it in the kind of rolls of fat, if you like.
You can do this, obviously.
Yes, there we are.
Oh, yes. It's neat.
Yes, I could just about...
You hold it
no, it doesn't. Yes, exactly.
Rule number one, this is the what can you touch and not touch rule. Can you touch this? Can you touch this? No. Second touch. Can you touch this? Can you touch it? No. That too, the law says that you cannot touch. But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in this house tonight. And I don't see a cop in sight.